Analysts say the latest data is not a true reflection of the state of unemployment. Chief economist at Investec, Annabelle Bishop, says calculating the data with the methodology normally used would have yielded much higher numbers.
Indeed, calculating the unemployment rate, in the methodology normally used, we believe would have yielded an unemployment rate of 40%. However, Stats SA has chosen to do something different this time round, and as a consequence, the 23% is not comparable with the historical data.
Stats SA says the collection method differed because of the lockdown. This led to it altering how it collects samples.
We had used for the first time telephone-assisted interviews, because during the lockdown, our field workers could not go and meet with members of the public face-to-face, a matter that we have repeatedly communicated with the public in our appeal for them to be available for telephones. That would introduce what we call a bias in statistics terms, because we only reached out to people whose telephone numbers we had. But we have a way of eliminating bias as statisticians in official practice. In this regard, we went back to our historic records of how the people had dealt with issues of unemployment and how the patterns were looking. And then we were able to eliminate such a bias. Having eliminated the bias, then we came back, and the delays that we announced in making sure that this number, the rate of unemployment is released, is because we were dealing with looking at the numbers. We had to make sure that by the time we make the number public, we are on solid grounds.
Chief economist at Old Mutual, Johan Els, stresses the importance of reliable data collection and adequate funding of Stats SA.
Confusing issues around data, but absolutely need reliable data. And that's why it's crucial that Stats SA should be given enough funding, enough resources to continue to collect and manipulate the data so that we as consumers, as business, as investors can trust the data.
Looking forwards, there's likely to be a big jump up in unemployment in the third quarter, which would be counterintuitive except for the fact that Stats SA has classified many of the unemployed in the second quarter as not economically active. And of course, partly because they could not seek work. And of course, as we move into the third quarter data, they will be seeking work and then will be recorded as unemployed if unable to find it.
Diabo Seto, SABC News, Johannesburg.